the consultant I had this time round was brilliant.
Oh,
He
nice.
congratulated me. He congratulated me on my journey. He said,
Nice.
he quote him, he said, he goes, "We recommend you don't take any more medication." How
What is
crazy is
this?
that?
What is this? That's
He,
amazing.
I had the book with me. I got David Klein's book with me. I showed it to him, and he nodded his head. He goes, "Yeah, I'm aware of the book." He knew. He knew. This guy knew. He's the only consultant I've ever seen who was like clued up, and he was showing me like, they took the biopsies from the colonoscopy and stuff, and all their reports just said healing, healed, healing, healed. It was incredible.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
That's
Yeah, he was
really
really
cool.
good. He was really good. He said,
Yeah.
"Congratulations on making your lifestyle changes. That's really helped you." And he goes, "Yeah, it's great." Uh,
Wow. Isn't
so
that just amazing how the tides kind of change and like it's what we don't expect, expect the unexpected and like, we were gonna go in there with all our cards, all our, you know, we were gonna tell them, that this is this and I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that and how opposite was that? I mean that just shows
it's
you how the universe is bringing you everything you need, to carry on in this world because, mate, it could have turned for the worse, and that's what we were expecting. But
yeah,
there
definitely.
you go.
Like when I because I went in and I told him straight. I was like, "Look, I haven't told you guys, but since April, I think it's been April or May, I haven't taken a single pill." So and he was fine with it. He goes, "Okay." And he goes, "So what?" He goes, "Obviously, it's made a significant difference. Whatever you've been doing. So what have you been doing?" And I explained it to him, and he was taking notes down and he was writing in my files, and yeah, he was smiling. It was quite bizarre. I was just like, "Wow, this guy's actually on my side."
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Well, that's a
uh,
change, and it's a good change to be honest, because if there's more of him, and if he's consulting more people, then he's going to probably advise more people to change their lifestyle and go vegan. And
yeah,
there's so many amazing things that can happen when doctors or specialists like this advise a whole food plant based diet. And if he knows, if he's done his research, and if he knows about it, then he's the man to see.
mm,
There's millions of people out there with UC as well, and like imagine you have one consultant out of who knows in UK or whatever that is slowly making inroads. And I guess here's an example of you showing them the actual results and the effects of how it actually works and the proof.
yeah, yeah, pretty awesome.
Hey guys, welcome to another video. I'm really excited to share this testimony with you guys because it is really special. We've got Dev here from the UK and he's got a very, very exciting story to tell us. And I'm going to hand it over to Dev and he's going to basically explain what his life was like before he found us and before he what kind of treatments did he try? How long was he on medication for, etc., etc. How long did he have UC for, etc., etc. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Dev, and just explain to the audience a little bit about your background and what you've been through.
Okay, so I've had UC well, I did have UC, should I say, for a very long time. So I was diagnosed in December 2001. So it's like
Wow.
16, 17 years that I was I had UC. So yeah, obviously, like most people that have UC, all the problems had blood in the stool, mucus, going to the toilet 7 times a day, which I thought that was normal. And obviously, seeing the specialists and the consultants, and I'm just trying to find an answer to try and heal my colitis, and they'll just say the standard thing: there's no cure for ulcerative colitis. I'd always question them as well about, is there something that I can change in terms of my diet, which is going to help me? But again, they said the standard thing that it's not related to your diet or anything like that. So anyway, so I had the UC for this amount of years. In terms of the medication, so the main medication that I was on something called Mezavant, which was also called Asacor before, which is the mesalicine drug. And that would be like I'd have those tablets daily for a very, very long time. And then when I'd have a flare, and then it got worse. Obviously, then we'd start on the big boys, the steroids, and then we'd start to have the prednisone, and then if it was a really really bad flare, then we'd have the enemas, which is just horrible. The whole experience was just horrible, horrible, horrible. As all UC people who have UC know, it's just a terrible experience. And going through that, you feel fatigued. You even have even more blood, even more mucus, and it's just just running to the toilet. It's awful. Yeah, and the urgency as well. Like thinking, God, am I going to make the toilet? Because you've got to really run when you get that urgency. So yeah, that's what life was like before I met Icom Health.
And did you try any other treatments or remedies or like naturopaths or?
So I didn't try any of that. I did a lot of research in terms of diet and stuff, and I tried that FODMAP diet. I
Mm,
tried the probiotics, the kefir. So I tried all these different things, but to be honest, they didn't work for me.
mm,
They just didn't work for me.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Made no effect whatsoever.
yeah.
Um,
Cool.
uh,
All right. So then, after you probably had enough. Obviously, you'd had UC for a very very long time, around I think it was 16 years or something. And
yeah.
what how did you find out about us? Like, what made you say, right, I've had enough. I need to do something now because this has been too much. And yeah,
Yeah.
so what did you do?
So I think the turning point was in January this year. So I mean, it was weird because throughout my UC, life with ulcerative colitis,
UC Korea.
I'd have UC career. There you go. Um, I'd have flares, but I'd have one flare probably every 6 months, and then I noticed like recently the flares were happening more and more. And then January came, and I was thinking, I came back from holiday. I had a honeymoon in Sri Lanka, which was wonderful, and then came back, and then I was already down to be back after my honeymoon anyway. But then for my UC to start kicking off as well, was just really bad. So I had a massive flare, like probably one of the worst I've had in January. And then I thought to myself, I just can't live like this. There's got to be something I can do. This is just not normal. And I've trusted like, all these doctors and all these specialists. I know they obviously want to do the best for me, but I don't think they really know, or they don't know how to solve or how to heal ulcerative colitis. So then I got onto YouTube. I started Googling around, and then I found Shamiz's story, and I started watching videos, high carb health videos, and I was like, wow, this guy actually seems to know what he's talking about. Obviously, it's a bit random because it's a Kiwi dude, a couple of Kiwi brothers talking about UC on YouTube, but like the things they were saying kind of made sense, and then obviously there was a real reference to Dr. David Klein. So I went out and got that book and started reading Dr. David Klein's book, as well as watching Shamiz's videos. And I think Shamiz is your video where the one that really hit home was your journey one, where you've got the cartoon, the
Mm,
cartoon.
yeah. Whiteboard
Yeah,
video. Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that one really was just like, wow, this guy's gone through way worse than I have, and he's managed to turn his life around. So I'm sure I'm going to be able to do the same. So did that, and then joined up with you guys. I think it was May this year, and it's been epic ever since.
Yeah, cool. So it's been a pleasure working with Dev as well, and like it's been an incredible journey. So why don't you tell the audience how you found the program, how you found the 6 months, and what was it like to slowly see the changes and slowly see how your body was healing. So yeah, just tell the audience.
So the program itself was brilliant, obviously. Um, so the way we started off was first off, I mean, it was kind of easy for me because I was a vegan anyway. I started being a vegan since January. And then when I started with high carb health, we first went to a plant-based diet. using mainly recipes from the Forks Over Knives website and book. And then from there, then we transitioned into the healing diet. And initially, the healing diet, it can be a bit challenging if you don't like fruit, but I love fruit, so I didn't find it that difficult. I mean, the sheer number of fruits that you're having is a bit of a shock to the system at the start. You're like, whoa, that many bananas. But once you start on it, then and the way that you feel after having, like your apple celery juice and your banana smoothie in the morning, you just like it's like someone's massaging your colon. It sounds really weird, but it's just almost as if, wow, this is just like soothing everything. Um, and then yeah, over time, fruit is your best friend really. So yeah, the healing diet was great, and then after that we went for the post healing, which was eating a lot more foods and stuff. And that was pretty straightforward. I think the motivation for me is because you're seeing such massive results in terms of feeling your general health, well-being. Uh, you're not needing to go to the toilet uh, so often, and it's almost as if when you're seeing the healing, the diet becomes really, really easy because you're seeing the results. Um, and yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
Um,
and I think the point that you just make, when you see the results. Now, Dev didn't go through a massive detox, and I believe that it's because he was focused and he knew what he had to do. And when he saw the small changes, that's when he really started to pick himself up. And I think that's what was really important, because some people can kind of fall back, and especially when you start to, well, when you enjoy the food and when you enjoy eating, your body enjoys healing. And that's a pretty key statement there, because when you accept the fact that this is what you have to eat to heal the body, it just speeds up the process. And when you understand everything, when you've read all the material, which Dev read everything and he researched really well. When he did that, it was very easy for us to work with him because he knew exactly what he had to do, and it was just about guiding him towards that. And that's what I want to focus on, is that because Dev was so committed, he didn't end up going through a massive detox, even though he had UC for such a long time and he was taking medication for such a long time. His mindset was in the right place, and that is what's really important. And I think, pat on the back for you for being that, because and being in that state, because I know some people that have gone through detoxes and they've been very, very painful and uncomfortable, and obviously they've got out of it. You did obviously see a little bit of a detox, but it was generally never as bad as what some of our other clients go through. But you obviously saw the progression of how the body is actually working to heal itself, and that was what was really important.
yeah.
So
I
that,
mean, it does. The program, obviously, like you said, when I was very focused, so I was very disciplined, and everything that Shamiz and Shakul did say, I was very disciplined, and it does take a lot of positive mental attitude and belief in what they are saying and what they are trying to teach you. You do need that in order to see progress. You've got to be very strong mentally to make the program a success, and that comes obviously from belief and from yourselves.
that's exactly right. I think would you say that if you're not really up for it, it's because in the end, it's up to you to heal your body, right? And if you're not committed, then it's really hard for us to help you, obviously. And we can do as much motivational, inspirational talking as we can, but if you're just not there and if you don't want to do it, it's going to be hard for you to heal. And would you say that that's what you need to do if for those people out there that are struggling,
Yeah,
you,
it's got to come from within. So
mm,
it really does have to, you yourself have to believe that this will work. And I think that my belief also came back from just reading and understanding what Shamiz and Shakur are trying to teach you, and what the teachings of Dr. David Klein. What is it that we're trying to achieve?
mm,
What is the end goal? Um, and yeah, so I think it is upon everyone, on oneself, to really succeed with the program, because you do need that self belief, and that comes from yourself.